Hey, traders. Happy spring forward. Well, we've lost an hour in the States, but yeah, it's always controversial what I should do. Should I actually go live at the old 5 o'clock time, my time, or, you know, go live at 5 o'clock, period, which I'm doing right now, which I've only done forever, so I'm just doing the same thing. But yeah, if you're not in the US, you might be a little confused. So just know I'm not going live early, I'm going live on time. And we're going live while futures have opened and they're not getting devastated yet, which is okay, nice. But at the same time, on the S&P futures, you are below resistance. You are below the peak from May 7th of last year, the valley from July of last year, obviously the valley from September, October last year. January, you get it, you're below it, and you just recently confirmed, not just once, but twice, that it is a very real resistance. And you began to roll over with hidden bullish or hidden bearish divergence completely developed, about to go negative there. In a bearish trend, I could imagine that would be reliable and would probably play out and very well might outperform, but that is yet to occur. But just wait for it. It is just the very beginning, right? The new week has just opened here, and it will be very interesting to see what happens this week. Free and Open Market Committee, they speak, right? Jerome Powell speaks anyway. And will he announce a rate hike? It's very possible. But at the same time, these market conditions, might be not that surprised if he doesn't too. God, you know, it's bad. But anyway, I just wanted to start with S&P. We can go to Bitcoin, but there's just not really what happened, chat? From yesterday, day before, nothing. Literally sideways. I can't believe it. Yes, I can. In the dead, literal middle of the range between 33.7 and 45.5. Get your coins out and start flipping them, because whichever way it lands is probably where Bitcoin's going next, all right? I mean, I would just pay attention to the equities markets. That's why I started with the futures, because I think those are going to be a massive dictator of where Bitcoin's direction goes next. Unfortunately, right?
Can you look at Rune to USDT on Binance? Thanks.
What's up, Tony? Thanks for the 20, dude. Yeah, look at Rune. Amen. What about Gabagool to the US dollar tether? We could look at that too if you want. It's just fat and nitrates, Grandma. I don't even think you get it, man. I think the guy Tim and Tony Soprano, I don't know if you are as cultish about Sopranos as I am, dude. Okay, because I'll throw in some U-tip and I'll throw in some crazy inside jokes with Sopranos. I don't even think you remember them, dude. Okay, thank you. So Bitcoin, big nothing burger. Wow, you're gonna lose the negative Momo. You're at the point where you start building negative momentum on lower prices, or you start rallying and you start showing positive momentum on higher prices. Nothing's happened yet. You're below the 200 moving average. I mean, yeah, you jumped across a creek on the 60-minute and did nothing. I mean, you didn't do much after you jumped across the creek initially on the 8th. But at the same time, I mean, you're not technically making lower lows yet than these two lows from the 11th. But look at, I mean, we talked about how pathetic the price action was. It got even worse. Right, you rejected 200 on the 60-minute once, and then twice, and then again, right? Again, and that's where you started rolling over, and you've made a lower low in your previous local low. You've rallied, you're making lower high in your previous local high. What are you doing, man? Like, just terrible price action. It's just, I don't know. Yeah, good luck swing trading. You know, I mean, we understand, right? The whole argument here is like, a lot of cryptos, including Bitcoin itself, has a decent technical argument for a massive wave reversal here. To the upside, yeah. But if we're going into a recession, people are starving and dying, oil prices are going parabolic, corn, wheat prices parabolic, nickel prices going parabolic, those are signs of very bad times. That's signs of recession going on. So Bitcoin's just inherently some sort of risk-on asset. It behaves that way most of the time, and just not a good environment for risk-on assets. As you know about tech stocks, awful, like terrible, super scary stuff. that I wouldn't be touching. I would have no exposure to tech right now. It just doesn't make sense technically, and there's no value. They're topping out, right? I read more about like the Taiwan semiconductor chart and just learned about its importance and the some economists say that the Taiwan semiconductor chart is one of the most important charts in the world. I don't really know exactly why. I think it might just have something to do with how many semiconductors they produce. The fact that, like, you know, what happens if China invades Taiwan? What would happen to the markets? But this thing broke out, not last week, but the week before. Clear candle close breakdown and caught follow through this past week. And, you know, you'll be opening tomorrow. Who knows where? There's a gap to fill at 93.36. I mean, this is the Tower of Baradur, right? All you got to do here, right, chat? Seriously. Come on, do I even have to do this? You already know what I'm about to do, right? Yeah, it's like the Eye of Sauron. Right, and then he's right there, whatever. It's the eye, dude. The all-seeing eye. And you know how it goes, right? Eventually. There you go. Probably. So, you understand how tech could be not good men? Forgive me, I'm not a very good artist. That's why I pay someone to do art for me. Thank you, Jalen. Okay, let's go to Ethereum. Here's your weekly on Ethereum. Weekly is, yeah, it's called the weekly for a reason, because it's really weak. It's like that candle high close from May 31st of last year has been regarded once more for the third week in a row as resistance. It's trash. It's terrible. Price action. Like, what? And the daily's terrible too. The only reason why you kind of look at it sideways is because Bitcoin's kind of interesting. I mean, like, you know, Bitcoin doesn't look this bad locally. This just looks like it could very well be getting ready to roll over. But at the same time, that bullish divergence argument is still trying to develop even today. Crazy, man. The local low, the local lower low, and the lower levels of negative momentum, right? That's diverging here. It's not dead yet. You know, you're still, you know, rejecting 40 on the RSI twice. That's good on the daily, but I'm telling you, man, there's classic distribution. This is like 4 lower highs right here. Distribution, way more distribution, I think, than accumulation, maybe. So and you're in the downtrend, well established. So it's rough, man. It's really tough to like Ethereum. I'm sorry. And again, I'm telling you, Bitcoin's the only reason you might be like, it's okay, kind of interesting. It would just rally because Bitcoin rallies. But at the same time, consensus on Bitcoin is risk on asset, yellow flag in crypto. Yellow flag in crypto, even if you have great technical arguments on a lot of coins for potential reversals here, still yellow flag. Red flag equities, green flag commodities, miners, energy, ancillary, all those are great looking. Okay, Ethereum, then BNB. It's the same. I mean, this is the same stream as yesterday. Okay, a little bit, except for futures. Like, whatever, man. Yeah, it's set up for higher prices, but you could understand in macro conditions why it would fail, and that happens. The sentiment's terrible. You're only making lower highs, even on a supply line breakout. It's just no one's buying it. That's it. So. Just like here, people may not have bought here, even though we identified the setup. People may not have bought here on the falling wedge, on the 4-hour divergence at the support. They may not have bought here and may have failed. Just like here, it's set up for higher prices, but people may not buy, and it may fail miserably and go down to $200 because there are underlying issues with the economy, where people don't want to buy digital currencies, and understandable. Wabistics to the moon. You're supposed to push Wabistics. Look at that on the chart. Yeah, it looks like that. Okay, BNB, and then we can look at Luna. No, XR. Which one is it now, dude? I don't even know. They keep interchanging. We'll be looking at XRP currently. Yeah, XRP by billions now. Okay. That was good. It was like a lot of other coins. It actually rallied some, and it's still fine. I mean, like, you just got to ask the question. It's set up for the swing trader for a long to go to $1, 130, 150. But again, hard for that to happen. If Bitcoin rolls over, if the index funds are in a bear market, it's just going to be really tough conditions for any kind of long in crypto. I'm sorry. But yeah, it still looks fine, looks great. It's bottomed out, bullish engulfing a couple days ago. It could go higher, but, you know, whatever, man. Have fun with the recession that we're probably in. I just don't know how, like, oh, dude, we're not in a recession. Everything's fine. Like, really? You think that? You think everything's fine, man? Nothing's fine in the economy right now. It's crazy bad. Okay. Don't be fooled, okay? Because, like, clearly that Federal Reserve, all the government, they have been gaslighting everyone. Inflation's transitory, by the way. If you're not vaccinated, you know, enjoy like a Christmas full of death and despair. Where'd that go? They're not, like, don't listen to them. They're not telling you the truth, okay? XRP, and then we go to Luna. Oh, and by the way, I think China's locking down on COVID again. Yeah, they're just gonna. So they're like doing the mafioso stuff, just like COVID was released from a lab in China. They're now, we're gonna lock down China again, which will disrupt Western supply chains. So it's almost like they're gonna make the excuse that they're locking down for safety reasons and COVID, but it's in actuality we can't be like, wait a second, you're performing economic warfare on the West. No, we're not. No, we're not. It's because COVID, man. Even though it's going to cause a lot of problems for the West. Despite whatever reason they come up with, it's normally all lies. Imagine believing anything a communist says. For real, communist government, what they say about their reasons for doing something. Never believe it, man. We just talked about trying to, like, trusting a Western government, you know, on what they say about things. So here's Luna. Had a good day and has pulled back massively because Bitcoin's kind of selling off 38,600. Let's just say Bitcoin closed the 4 hour right now. It would be the lowest 4 hour candle close we've seen since the 8th. Maybe breaking this local range, but still, you know, it's on the wicks though. There are a lot of wicks where it's been. So the issue with like going live now is like I got to be live for 2 hours before the daily candle close now every day, right? And you know the way the markets are, it's like sometimes we just do quick cross the market 60-minute streams. I'm out of here. So. I don't know. I might start thinking about going live an hour later at 6 p.m. or 7 p.m. Eastern now. I don't know. I have to think about it. Oh, there's Crypto Hoarders in the chat, man. What's up, dude? Yeah, Great Reset is certainly real. I mean, imagine not believing it. Like, what else has to happen, man? Okay, Luna and then Cardano. Oh my, dude, Cardano was up today. Can you believe it? It was up today. Is it still up? Not really. It was up like 4% earlier. I'm like, interesting. Is it really interesting? It's certainly not. It's not interesting at all. It's very bearish, extremely bearish below 92 to 98 cents to $1. That's the zone of death. Below that is death. That until you crater to 38.40 cents minimum, and that's not. Is that really even? I guess it's somewhat of a sport. 2018, it's there. That's your target though. Eventually, in time. Imagine Nvidia going into a bear trend. AMD, right? Amazon and all these mega cap stocks that make billions of dollars in revenue, and imagine Cardano not. Imagine Cardano not going into a bear trend when the best performers in the world, the best, most successful companies in the world go into a bear trend. Yeah, right. It's like in The Office, you know? It's like, how does David Wallace... It's hard to see a world where David Wallace, the CFO, doesn't lose his job, but Meredith Palmer keeps hers. Yeah, it's kind of like that. This is Meredith Palmer from The Office, okay? And NVIDIA would be David Wallace or something, all right? Yep, so those are the bigger cryptos. We can go back to the futures now. S&P 500 is up 0.28%. I don't know if that's going to last, man. Here's your daily. You know, we were looking at the 4-hour. You can clearly see where you are. You're not in good places, and you had perfect, amazing, bearish back test, you know, and rejection. So, yeah, the divergence, it's still diverging, if you can even believe it. It's hard to believe. I know. Triple bullish divergence below a support, though. The engulfing candle's still valid until you get a close below 41.51, which I think is going to happen. I think you're going to close below that. So, oh man, I got the sirens. But yeah, I mean, there's still hope. But I mean, like, if we get above 42.77, I'll start talking about it. Okay, good things would be happening if we got above 42.77, but not until then. All right, off limits. And then your this is your Dow Jones futures that clearly has broken down bearishly, is back testing the bearish breakdown right now. It did it successfully yesterday or on Friday. That's a perfect bearish back test. It doesn't get better than that. What was once resistance is resistance again confirmed. And I don't see how this holds up. 0.3% up. Just give it time, man. All right, because you're headed down to 30,892 right now until somehow market participants push the price back above 33.6. Then we'll start talking. But until then, off limits. Bearish as F. Okay, you're below all the levels. You desperately need to be above. I hope everyone understands that. It's not good. But with new data, we change our tune. If new data presented itself with a massive break to the upside and a back test, hey, we'll talk. Not till then.
It's China to me, China.
Above cultish. I swear I've watched the series more than 150 times last few years. Every time you respond to my tips I out. Sopranos kept me sane the last few years with COVID. So what? No fucking ZD now? 0.029999600 LTC.
Karen ZD? Thank you, Tony Soprano, for the threes, dude. No, we're not going to eat Karen ZD, all right? We're going to leave it in the freezer. We're never eating it, man. Okay? Thank you, dude. And, you know, tried to put the kids to bed last night, and I couldn't even, what is it? She couldn't even read her the Nancy Drew. It was too mysterious. Anyway, so stupid, dude. Thanks, man. All right. Oh, you're still diverging, but you're below resistance. Get wrecked. Bearish until something changes. And the Nasdaq. Oh, we looked at the S&P, or we looked at the Nasdaq, I think, initially on the stream, and then now S&P, now Dow Jones, and now we're looking right back at the Nasdaq 100 again. That, you know, I don't think it's done. I think your minimum going to 13K right here. It's like 12,973. That candle low close that you never even touched in February 24th. I think that's going to happen. It's not a very strong support. I think your stronger support is down at 12,265, 12,438. I think that's where you're headed eventually. And that's it. Yeah, that's what I think is going to happen. And the 4-hour was, again, it's so bearish, dude. It's stupid bearish. Like hidden bearish divergence on a confirmation high when you back test the supply line as a supply line again and get massively rejected. That is as bearish as it gets.
Thank you, Mitch Ray.
What's up, Laser D? Thanks for the 20, dude. Cheers. Yeah, man. Yeah, we were eyeballing the miners, the gold silver miners today in Citadel Patreon chat. Yeah, man. So anyway, I mean, this is a bearish 5-0 with a type 2 return, and on the type 2 return, there's a bearish edge. That is extremely strong bearish argument. That's amazing. Like, if that was all happening, if all this was like flipped over, I'd be like, this is a great long opportunity. This is a great time to go long. Oh my God. Oh.
99 at 6 pounds 6 ounces to a woman with webbed feet. She brightened the world on Chatterbait with her charm and squirts until Russia ripped everyone's hearts out.
Why would you do that?
0.0703284
Wow.
LTC.
Dude, you're just like, wow. Why? You're the only one, dude. You know, if you're the only one doing something like that, it might be telegraphing there's something wrong with you. You should probably get it figured out, dude. I just don't Anyway, so if this was a bullish trend, I would be like, it is a bullish long opportunity. Upside, probably taking you 12,265 up here. Everything you can ask for, okay? It'd be hidden bullish divergence with this inverted. So I would just say good luck to all your equities. But if you watch the stream and you actually took heed of the stuff, you'd have been out of major equities for a long time now, for, you know, at least a month and a half, maybe a month. So correct. And then let's go to the Russell 2000 that's in phase E. Wyckoff phase E. Where it's already, you know, back tested the range as resistance, and now it's making consecutive lower highs. It's failing to stay above the 200 moving average, man. And there's, could you believe it that there was hidden bearish divergence here too? A low and then a high and then a lower high with higher levels of positive momentum implying downside next. Which, and it's the same thing. It's like almost like a shark 5-0 situation. Just notice the distribution, notice the moving average rejecting it, okay? Downside potential, you could imagine way lower, 1700 eventually, I think. Eventually, in time. Not gonna happen overnight, but at some point it'll start accelerating downward. Okay. So there are your futures. Let's look at spot price on gold. That's back open. Out the gate, down 0.64%, not doing too well. I think it might have to do because of the futures. The futures market it like opened well, so it's an inverse correlated asset to the equities, so it's started bad. But you think they could start reversing to the upside if the futures start rolling over, okay? Silver, same thing, down 0.86%. Not a good start to the new week. After, you know, rallying, up thrusting through resistance and then back testing the up thrust, that's not really good. You did a bullishly in gold, and doesn't matter though. You're already just rolling over, down 1% on the new week. Yikes! But you think it's like just probably because equities opened or futures opened kind of well. Platinum, same thing. It's down 0.89% and falling. Okay, understandable. Everything's fine above 1,033 on this one. Nothing to worry about. It's actually kind of an M shape developing. Dang, I haven't been looking. I just been looking on the daily because this is such a long-term thing. The 786 anyway, but an 886 would make the most sense. This would be the most insane. It'd be beautiful right here. Right, I mean, that would be touching 1,053, which is the top of the range. That'd be amazing. If you got down there, could be actionable for long at some point. Okay, we'll keep our eye on platinum developing an awesome M shape in an uptrend. Palladium has failed massively. Okay, like palladium thrusted through an old all-time high from February 2020. Thrusted through it and has now rejected that, right? Like broke back down below it and is catching some follow through. It's already down 2.61% on the new week. There was not really.
Is AVAX on fast track to $40 if BTC dumps?
What's up, dude? Yeah, whatever your worst case scenario, nightmares, technically for all your altcoins, yes. Yep. Sure. Bitcoin rolls over, absolutely. But again, we've been talking about the yellow flag. Though it has a good, decent technical argument, there are some things sometimes, it's kind of rare. It's like maybe every 10, 15 years, there's like cause for concern for even like, you know, technicals or something, right? So, and I'm just talking about recession, starvation, oil prices, commodity price, all that stuff, death, war. That's the only time to say, maybe we shouldn't just look maybe only at the technicals, because there are greater things at hand outside of this market that are happening, that are affecting negatively affecting the market we want to trade, which is crypto. Yeah, you didn't have any bearish divergence. You just kind of like double tops in overbought territory. So you just reset those oscillators. I think eventually it'll pull back somewhere and make a higher low and run again and retest 3,000 mark. We'll see. We got West Texas oil that has started the week down 2% already out the gate. Yikes. Oops, I don't know where my dad is on this one. I think, oh, it's probably on the other one. Yeah, you are, look, you've up thrusted through a major resistance for now, and that's it. And there could be downside. If you got to get back above that level, but you broke down and then you back tested it as resistance, and you're starting to sell off now. And negative momentum's just begun to build. Yeah, so you could pull back more here, and it kind of makes sense because you just failed to break out. You did. That's real. Look left. A lot of downside. Below 110 is straight up, straight down, straight up, straight down, right? Kind of straight down. A lot of that. Thin order books below 110. So could just continue to sell off, down 2.2%. Confused here. Then you got Brent crude. Is this open? I don't think this is open yet. BCO. Okay. All right, so waiting on other markets to open, I guess. But yeah, you got your futures open, you got crypto open. Bitcoin is just sideways. Yeah, so you had some gainers today. Like here's GRT. It's still up 8+% at a 113 pattern completion zone. You know, couldn't get much worse than this, right? Nearing that January 2021 low. Working on a bullish engulfing candle today, nice. But and there was divergence, of course, but this is what a lot of other altcoins look like too. You really trust it? It's hard to say. I mean, GRT doesn't win very often. It only won once. We had a trade set up too. It was the inverse head and shoulders, spring back test of spring. And that was it. It never won again. It was always a loser after that. It's crazy. So it's just completely reset. And it's just going to do what Bitcoin does. Like, that's what I'm saying, right? These alts are set up for higher prices based on historical, you know, or just based on all markets. When you identify patterns like this, a lot of times reversals occur, but maybe not this time because market conditions are terrible. You know, so GRT was up today. OXT was up 5.8%. It was up like 15% earlier or more. It certainly at a level that seems reasonable for a low risk strategic entry. Obviously, right? But good luck. Just good luck. I mean, I don't think, how do market participants perceive OXT when people are starving, when people are dying to war, when supply chains are cut off, we cut out an entire, you know, 150 million people from the global economy type stuff, you know, the Western economy. I think, I just don't know. So technically, sure, like respect the TA rallies and you go insane again, but just it may be greater than that right now. But yeah, we've identified the cool stuff with it. Same with basic attention token. It's up 5.4% today. Yes, we've identified that it's at a level where massive new waves to the upside can begin. But every time I say this, be careful because the macro. Oh, look at all this divergence, like unbelievable divergence at a pattern completion zone of a shark, undeniably an 886 like the Jesus perfect. These are the areas where you react. Started reacting, I guess, but has it gone anywhere? Absolutely not. It's gone nowhere relative to its price, you know, where it's been. Zcash looked really good, man. It's like actually like confirmed a bottom at a critical inflection point. Had kind of bullish divergence convergence on the histogram for bouncing. It's rallied. It's above the 200-day moving average. And the target, even if you did bottom out here, was 169. Right, that's clearly, you can see February of 2021, May, September, August 2021, even December. I mean, that's where you're headed at, and that's probably where you reverse some. You pull back. That's it. Zcash, nice. Outperforming a lot right now, doing better than a lot lately. And then, you know, we already looked at Luna and Cardano. OMG's up today, 1.5%. Again, it's like at these crazy, it went lower than an 88% retrace, but still showing the divergence and still at the chop zone, like the zone where there's congestion. There's a lot of buys and sells down here. This is exactly where an asset can reverse a wave that had, the wave been going on since mid-November.
Would you please take a look at OPCD/USDT? Thanks, Mitch.
Sure, dude. Yeah, I agree, Brad, with that. Yeah, DuckDuckGo is, if you know about DuckDuckGo, it was kind of like your alternative to Google, because Google is bullcrap. It's like political agendas and just whatever. The stuff you don't want to see, and it's dumb. And DuckDuckGo is the place to get away from that. And then you go to it now, and it's literally Google Junior. It's just a trashier version of Google. Like literally everything's the same. Like all the fake news, bullcrap, activist propaganda arms are at the top of all the searches. Everything's the same now. So somebody got bought out. Someone was compromised. Definitely. And that's what happens. That's why you'll never probably get a very real alternative to YouTube, because anything that gets close to even being a whiff of a threat will get compromised. It will get purchased or destroyed, because Google has all that power, all that money. Yeah, decentralized. Okay, cool. Good luck getting the normies on the decentralized Theta network. Good luck getting Kim Kardashian. I mean, you got to get like an ecosystem of viewers, and you have to have like a bunch of influencers to bring in their own viewership to that platform. But it has to be a bunch of people. Good luck. Okay, so OMG, maybe it's gonna go somewhere. Maybe it's not, because it's just trash macro, and people don't want to buy Omisigo over corn, gold, or oil for their car. YFI, you think, hey, it's an identified shark kind of, but it's about, dude, if you drop here, okay? I'm talking if YFI doesn't hold the support that it doesn't look like it's gonna hold, it's about to lose 58% of its value.
Anonymous tipped $21. Hi Mitch, would you kindly take a look at Indo stock?
Sure. Thank you, Anonymous. The 21 will look at Indo. What about Indoor? The Indoor stock. The Ewoks, man. Way more fun chart to look at. Okay, so it's just like, be prepared to get devastated on YFII. You break down here, it's over, man. You're going back to the November 2020 low. And don't be surprised. Thing is staring into the abyss. And when you stare into the abyss long enough, the abyss will stare back, meaning what you're staring at, you will become, which is $7,500. Yikes. Straight up, straight down, straight up. That is your only historical price action between 18,354 and 7,513. Remember that time, $95,000? I remember. But dude, Engine, man, Engine's set up, dude. I mean, look, it's got all the makings of a Varsity athlete for sure. 886, falling wedge, bullish divergence, near and out of support from September. I mean, the stage is set for a massive wave reversal to the upside. Just again, understand the macro is literally trash and recession, and this is Engine, okay? It's a digital currency. It's a digital beanie baby. If tech stocks that provide billions of dollars in revenue are going into recessions, it's just hard to believe that something like Engine Coin's going to be just fine. But yeah, it's like at an area where the stage is set for a massive rally to the upside if TA is respected. Sometimes it's greater than TA though, and I'm going to keep saying that. So just look again, man. Like, this is so bearish. I mean, I want to have hopium all day, but I just can't. You cannot get me bullish in crypto while total market cap is back testing. Just once again, you broke down, and then you're back testing it as resistance once more. Just look, man. It's not a joke, dude. This is very real. It's the first time in history it peaked out there, and it's always been here forever. Every stream, it's always here. Clearly, you see it, resistance, resistance. When you break it, you back test it, and then you run. You back test it, you run. You break it, nice rally, you're chopping around, and now it's just the worst case scenario type situation. I hate that, man. Just bearish price action locally. At least the past 48 hours. Well, it's really the past 72 hours with the bearish breakdown. Yikes, man. Okay, we had a few requests. I don't know, we were just going through some of the assets that were literally in the green today, but not for long. This keeps up. First request was Rune, I believe. I mean, dude, like Rune, the argument was there. There was a harmonic, 100% retrace. There was a type 2 here, held support, rallied, pulled back, engulfed, and it's been doing very well. And it's sitting at a very critical level of resistance. If you break this, the upside potential could be massive. I mean, like, based on history, it's a straight up, straight down, straight up, straight down, straight up, straight down, straight up, straight down situation. So if you ever broke 658, you get your target is 1131, because historically that's all the price really does between those two zones. So wow, I can't believe how it looks so good. Nice volume too down here. What? Momentum has shifted, it seems, and you're on the cusp of glory for now. Good luck with a macro being trash, but yeah, cool stuff on Rune. Just butting up against a very critical ice line. Above this, upside around 68%, but just remember, the downside, if it does act as a resistance as it has before, the downside potential could take you down 54%. So just understand that it's not an actionable, reasonable area to long it right now, because you buying into a resistance before a breakout after a nice rally from its low. You know, the asset's up 120% in 18 days. Tough to justify a fresh long right now sitting at resistance, right? You get that kind of. It's not really buying low, it's buying high, and at resistance. You're supposed to be trying to buy low at supports, like. Right, we're looking at yesterday a couple that had just at least some arguments for why it's strategic, and maybe in other markets and other market conditions, it's a great long opportunity. Just very tough with bearish Bitcoin, bearish macro, recession stuff. Okay, here's your Rune. Let's see. AVAX. Oh, very, very bearish, man. Extremely bearish on AVAX, right? You attempted to break out a multitude of times, and this is the worst, man. This is absolutely the worst thing that could ever happen. I think you will go lower here, all right? It's an aggregate of resistances that you tested and failed all at the same time.
Hey Mitch, Rose, stock on the 6, please, smiley face.
Sure, we'll look at Rose. Is it the Rose song? Stock on the 6. So this is really bad, okay? Thanks to Willow. Not only did you break below a critical zone of inflection that goes back September last year, that is clearly respected in the short history with it there, okay? You broke below that, and you back tested it as resistance on the 9th, and then you've rejected and you failed. Failing, you're falling, you're dumping, okay? You also tested a massive supply line that goes back to November and December. What'd you do? You up thrusted through it a couple times, and then you dumped, and you tested it as resistance the same day as the horizontal line resistance. And what else? The 200-day simple moving average was also tested and rejected. 3 different resistances right there at the same spot. Massively bearish. That is like, yes, what was once resistance is resistance again with confirmation, and we now are receiving fall through price action. The target 66 minimum, 60 cents minimum, 54 cents probably, and then below that, man, oh my goodness, only around like 43 cents. Yeah, but that's a critical area. I would think your short-term target's 54 to 60 upon you. It's coming, right? too deep on B, isn't it? For any kind of formal, I think like 70%. Yeah, it's too deep on B to be anything. If anything, it would be an extension pattern that would take you much lower. So yes, this is extremely bearish right now. Well, at least lately, at least locally, it could do whatever it wants. But all I'm going to do is identify the price action correlation to critical areas, and it's very bearish. That's all I can tell you. Yeah, it could just literally moon in seconds to a billion, but right, all I'm doing is identifying what the price action is doing, and that's bearish as F, down 2.23%. And it probably has a lot further to fall. Yes, I think 60 cents minimum. Or I'm sorry, $60 minimum. So minimum 13% downside from here. Yep. Sorry. OPCT. Well, I mean, you can't say it wasn't at incredibly amazing areas with a potential type 2. It rallied. It's trying to get above a resistance from June of 2021. But good luck. Good luck with a trash macro. I just don't know how this... I have no idea how OPCT, this massive harmonic, could actually play out if Bitcoin's dumping, and it is. Bitcoin's at its lows of the 4-hour candle. 38,470. How does this survive? It's up 9.4% today. Congratulations, but just give it time, man. If these futures start rolling over, hey, Nvidia, AMD, Google, Apple, recession, wheat, parabolic, oil, parabolic, then OPCT somehow plays out. Hard to believe, man. Really hard to believe. So yeah, cool, dude, but you're at resistance and you haven't broken it. You're trying to, but good luck. If you break it, for real, you are going to have to deal with that 18.5 cent area. But if you break that, then it's like 29, 30 cents. Good luck with the bearish macro. Okay. Cool, though. I mean, it's great stuff identified here. But a lot are like that. But just, yep. Why look at AVAX again? Oh my God, Bitcoin just hit 38,000. We got to go to Bitcoin chat. We have a dump going on right now. Yes, we do. We are rolling over. Rolling over, chat. Whoa, we are rolling over. And here you go. Soon to be testing 37,764. I don't know why you wouldn't at this point. Not good. You are now in the bearish control zone on the 4-hour RSI. These are very bad things, okay? So once you take out 37,764, I think it is very likely you see 34.4 again at the bottom of the range, right? You're in the dead middle. Flip your coins. Now we're starting to maybe get a little resolution in the middle. And again, it's just one more resistance support. If it breaks, I think you're going to 34.4 minimum, right? And that means downside below the support, which is almost like the heart line. It's a little lower, but of this range, you have another 8 to 9% downside once you break 37,764, chat, okay? Please be careful. We are in a recession, just the beginning stages of it, okay? As you've just tested it for the first time since you broke back above it, March 8th. I mean, that's your hopium. That's the last line of defense right there to much, much lower prices. And after seeing at the support what you've done, now I like a confirmation low, right? But I hate a lower high confirming distribution. And I hate that you're testing it again. You're now hugging it. I think this is very bearish price action. Very, very bearish price action. So just be prepared mentally for 34.5 or 34.453. Sorry. Again, dude, it's like it doesn't matter about a bullish technical argument with a recession and like your index funds being bearish and Bitcoin's just a tech stock, dude. Okay. Again, it was like coin flip. Oh, the coin landed on heads. Oh, yep, there it is. So it's going down. All right, cool. And you're breaking support right now. Chat's down almost 3% on the day, $1,111. And as Ethereum looked bearish, there was no question about Ethereum looking bearish, right? The only question was like, what if Bitcoin held up? That's not a bullish argument for Ethereum as it's rolling over. Okay, I'm thinking this is it. Okay, let me go to the daily and show you. Rolling over like this on Ethereum it's the wave structure, man, and it's a very bearish wave structure with a deep retrace on B and a lower high on C. All right, remember it's the deep crab. It's the deep crab, man. You don't want to know. It's 1420. Your PCZ on Ethereum is 1478 here. Just don't be surprised if it happens. If Bitcoin's going to roll over to 34, 33K, I mean, you're going down to first target's 2K, right? Bitcoin's going to 33K. Ethereum's going to see 2000, 1972. But if Bitcoin doesn't hold that, then you're going for the 1618 here. And that's the only thing that makes sense if you're talking about wave structures. You've already put in 4 consecutive lower highs locally, right? With a deep retrace on B, lower high on C. It's not good, man. All right, just telling you, this has been something we've looked at. Didn't really look good, but we had some sort of hope in because Bitcoin wasn't like as bad as this. But Ethereum has certainly been the canary in the coal mine. When Bitcoin's kind of uncertain, doing some nice things, Ethereum's underlying weakness has really been telegraphing, and it's been kept playing out. So maybe we just keep looking at Ethereum to gain more clarity on where this market's truly going, because Bitcoin just gives a little bit stronger, or not as clear signals, because it's kind of stronger. It's like losing less value percentage wise, you know, locally lately. Could be a crab pattern on Bitcoin. Yeah, it's not good, man. Like, it's just, remember the sectors that you should have been in that has been the case: energy, commodities, anything connected to those. There's so much opportunity for longs on miners and ancillary utility services that have been beaten down. Now they're showing massive inverse head and shoulders on weekly time scales at 95% reach. It's unbelievable, the upside on some assets that we've identified and found. But there was also opportunity to short, like Nike and ALB. Like, come on, dude. You know, you just stare at this. How can you, in your right mind, think, oh, when it's a gap down on earnings, how could you think this is bullish? You know, like ALB. You know how it ended for ALB in 2008? And how it's ending now? Look at this. This is 2008, chat. You won't even believe it. You won't believe it how perfect it is. This was the end. This was Michael Burry, Big Short, global financial crisis. It's over for ALB. Well, guess what? And the whole market. It's probably over for ALB and the whole market again. Yeah, same market participants probably. Painting it back then or painting it now. I mean, I'll see it, dude. Look what it just did. ALB put's gonna keep printing, man. See it 140, okay? 140 as you just back tested and rejected 187 as resistance. Solid price action for more downside, which you could only be bearish here. You couldn't be bullish. What would you be bullish for? That's crazy, dude. Psycho. Yeah, Bitcoin. I know, dude. Like, we've been at Bitcoin. I'm sorry. If y'all are just showing up, where y'all been, dude? We've been here, man. Here's your 4 hour, and it's just sitting at that 37.7. And it's not good, right? You've already tested it and held it twice. You're not going to hold it the third time, most likely. I don't think so. I thought there was optimism because one time, 2 times we started rallying, but then the massive rejection immediately, then sideways. You didn't really know. Now we know. Now we know. Like, that's the data we needed, and it's bad. There is a buy wall and distribution. Once and what does that mean? A lot of times there is absorption of remaining demand by the sellers, and once the remaining demand is absorbed, as it's working on being absorbed once, twice, third time, once it's absorbed, massive markdown to much lower prices. Just as the same, if you flip the chart, there would be, on the bullish side, there is absorption of remaining supply here, right? Buyers are absorbing the remaining supply, there's accumulation, and then it will be absorbed, and then there will be no more orders available at that price until much higher levels. That's where the next big area of orders would be, right? Where people would be selling. There's between there, though, there's not going to be many orders. There's not going to be much supply, or there's not going to be much demand until 34.4, because why would people be randomly buying between these levels? They wouldn't be. There wouldn't be near as many buy orders, until lower prices. That's just the psychology of what's happening right now. So we're just currently watching Bitcoin down about 3%, 1,111 still. Last time I was here was the same price, but we were trying to skip around. But here it is, chat. The chicken's coming home to roost. The more bearish back test, UGG, when you broke the critical level Saturday, you back tested it as resistance. So that is a bearish break hook in the midst of a break hook and go bearish breakdown. That is very bad. That's your strongest form of confirmation you could ask for. There's nothing more bearish than what's happening right now on total. Nothing. Okay, so I like totals, but I actually literally technically hate totals because the downside potential is massive after this. Okay, lower highs, distribution, bearish. Yikes. Very, very yikes. But happy spring forward, you know, despite everything. Sorry Bitcoin sucks, but dang, dude, it's really pretty outside, right? And we got some more daylight. I like that. I really, really like that. Hated it going dark so early. And the days are getting longer. So I wish there was more to like be, you know, hey man, let's get hyped up, dude. I got a couple more requests I need to do, Indo and Rose. There are a couple stocks, but it's really tough doing stock requests when the market's closed and Bitcoin's dumping, right? Live price action, stream going on, live dump in real time. So if you're enjoying the coverage but not the price action, hit that like button, that bell, that sub. Thanks for being here, everyone. Yikes. Let me see here. I think what I'll do is I'll try to run to this request, and then like as soon as Bitcoin hits a session low, I'll literally drop what I'm doing and go back to it. But we're just a little bit off those lows, so I'm trying to sneak this in. Energy Corporation, Indonesia Energy Corporation Limited. What? Indo stock. He asked for it. Nothing to do here. It was a nice rally for a while, and then it dumped. This is the 4 hour too. I don't know. Eventually fill a gap maybe at 1470. No clue, dude. It's not it's certainly not an area to be taken along. Like, I don't know when this thing's gonna stop dumping. It's Indo. Daily, lowest daily candle close since March 3rd. Yeah, there are gaps to fill down here. I wouldn't do anything. There's nothing here. Like, yeah, you're pulling back. You didn't show any bearish divergence yet. You'll reset. You might attempt a rally, but I have no idea when the attempted rally would occur. It's nothing to really do here. All right, it was sideways for years, for 2 years before it popped, probably because energy, oil, yeah. Okay, Bitcoin is pretty much, wow, near those session lows again. Let's try to knock out the next request, which is the last request for now. Rose the stock. Well, no, it's stock on the 6. Okay, gotcha. Switzerland, right? Distribution services, medical supplies. Well, yeah, I mean, going for a full reset, obviously. We're about to have to cut this short. I gotta go to Bitcoin now. Sorry, Bitcoin's at its session lows. All right, remember, it broke that support. It broke the support, chat. Breaking it right now as I'm speaking to you, sorry. But you know, you broke it a couple times, and it's not about the bearish breakdown itself, it's about the follow through you received. The immediate follow through was a rally and a rally. So you can get that again, but I think the longer you test it, the greater the probability is you will break it and break down for real, and you won't do what you just did a couple times at this level. Okay. Absorption of remaining demand going on is evident now. And the demand might be completely gone soon, where you see a massive markdown to 34.4. Just based on the support here that you're breaking. I hope it holds, man. I pray it does. It'd be the most cool thing, legendary thing ever if it held here. No, it is not a new week right now. Daylight savings time, a new week will be in 57 minutes. So we are now in power hour of the The last 60 minutes of the week. Right now, about 3 minutes ago. So look on this. Oh my God. And it's breaking news. Bad price. Okay.
Every day I check the price, bad price. I can't take this anymore. Every day I'm checking the price and it's dipping. Can devs do something?
Devs aren't here. Maybe the first times you held it, they were here. They're not here anymore. The devs are gone. All right. This is very, very bearish price action, and I just don't know why it's not going to 34.4 here now. I don't know why. Eventually. Weekly bearish engulfing currently, yeah. It's not good, and you're about to break your 3-day 200 moving average as well, which just this is bad. But this is the rat we smelled because of the equities markets. We understand, like, a digital currency, right, is just kind of a virtual beanie baby, and in recessionary times, they're not good assets because they're just better things to own in these market conditions. They just are, man. Doesn't matter if they technically get set up. All right, man, it's like you had all this prosperity, all this time for all these years to be trading crypto, and we got some serious fundamental economic problems now. Really bad ones. Remember, we are in the phase, right? The fourth turning where weak times create, or good times create weak men. Well, now we're at the point where our leadership, weak men create hard times. That's exactly where we are now. Oh my God, why no one telling me my music's too loud, dude? Like, for real, the whole stream's ruined, man. The whole effing stream. No one's like, I'm just like, oh, it's okay, man. It's not too loud. Yes, it is. I can tell by my decibels. Too many things to pay attention to, man. Music was fine. It just got louder now. No, it didn't. It's literally lower on decibels than it was. Okay, so just, again, this is, I think, the main thing to pay attention to. Okay, I get Bitcoin, I get Ethereum, but let's look at all of them together, and that is as bearish as it gets. It gets no bearish, more bearish than that. You can't. We're pulled over all the way. We can't pull over anymore. We're as bearish as we could ever get locally in the past 72 hours right here. That is death. Death is upon you right here. You'll see. But it's cool that we'll be able to, we've identified a bearish break, hook, and go confirmation, and I guess it's good that we're going to be able to see it play out, where I just don't, this will not hold this time. There's no way this holds this time. I'll chug a beer for free if this thing freaking holds, okay? If this holds and we rally and get back above 178 soon, oh yeah, I'll chug beers for sure. This is just so bearish that I'm confident to believe it's not going to hold. Wow. So we got 54 minutes to your close. We kind of looked across the markets. Let's go to those futures. Let's go to the stock futures that are still up. I mean, they're still fine. There's like nothing wrong with them, right? Look at the S&P 500. Futures just hanging out, up 0.42%. It's not even dumping, right? It's like Bitcoin's not even dumping because the S&P. It's just dumping because it wants to, right? That's not good. Because what happens when they start? What if these start rolling over? Remember, they're all below the resistances. They broke those on Friday. There's a bearish edge implying continuation downwards after a confirmation high. Hidden bearish divergence. There's just nothing good about this chart right now. Bearish 5-0. Right, but yeah, you're fine, right? So far. Dow Jones, same thing. You're below all levels that you need to be above desperately. But you're up today, 0.43%. NASDAQ 100 up 0.37%. The weakest performer right now, barely. Continuation downward implied, and just give it time. Later tonight, let's see what happens. I just don't think this is gonna end well, man. Technically, everything's just so bad. And then like fundamentally, also incredibly bad. Dang, dude, those are like converging variables where not just are your technicals terrible, the fundamentals are bad too. Okay, so just then your Russ 2000 bearish, man. Right? Look at just the 200 moving average just being rejected like that so much, and then the lower highs consecutively. It's so bearish, man. So much lower prices eventually. And as your futures are still up, we're still looking at gold and silver and platinum, palladium, and they're kept, you know, it was down, man. I was like, what the heck, dude? You know, we looked at this in 1971. It's already started to rally. Okay, you know, silver, a little not rally, just up off its lows. XPT up a little bit, you know, and then palladium, they're all off their lows somewhat marginally. So, and then your crude that is testing resistance as resistance hasn't rolled over yet, right? You've just confirmed it and hasn't dumped yet. You can be bullish if you want. You're not selling. That's fine. No one said it was like there was like extreme clarity in crypto. No one said that. Again, I've been saying yellow flag on crypto because the technicals are there. But again, it's more than the technicals right now. It's some seriously bad recession stuff going on in the stock market. And that is a variable that you can go ahead and ignore all day if you want to. But it's just hard for me to ignore it. Okay. Based on the sheer fact there's a limited amount of capital that exists out there. I just don't know how bad people want to own digital beanie babies when again, people are dying in war and people are starving and people can't even afford to fill up their tank of gas. It's just hard for me to imagine people wanting to buy some random beanie baby. I don't know how the music could be louder. That makes 0 sense, dude. Because I turned it down and I see the decibel levels are literally way lower. It was like minus 25. Now it's minus 32. That's crazy. If you want a howitzer, go to Ukraine, fight. You probably end up getting one, but you also might die too. So just maybe don't do that. But that's a way to fast track getting one. Not war advice. So I just don't know unless like some crazy event develops with Ukraine and Russia striking a deal, they said, in 2-3 days. I don't know why oil doesn't continue to moon. Like, yeah, it's pulling back now, but wait till nothing resonates from that deal in 2 to 3 days and they keep fighting to probably keep going eventually.
Anonymous tipped $21. Hi Mitch, can you take a look at SLV?
Yeah, why look at SLV that's closed right now when we can look at XAG, which is open right now and live? This is silver, spot price on silver. That is just butting up against the $26 area, and I think you'll eventually break that and see $30. I mean, of course, you're going to probably test 28, 26 first, a couple peaks from history, but I think 30 is the top of the range, and I think that's where you're headed after hitting the bottom of the range and doing all the things we look for: the accumulation, the harmonics, the supply line's broken, jumps across creeks. Yeah, I think you're going to 30 in time. That's it. It's your silver. You want any more of this? I mean, I can literally go to SLV now, since now we understand what's going on live. Here's SLV. That was a beautiful, undeniable, perfect entry a couple times, right? January 11th or February 1st. It was the bottom of a range. It's sprung back, tested the spring twice, and it's been mooning, and it's halfway there. I mean, I think eventually you will see on this chart $26 to $27. It's beautiful. It's literally amazing. And it was there. We're here 7 days a week looking at this stuff. Can't say you weren't warned on these commodities, and you can't say you weren't warned on equities. Crypto, though, again, tough, because setting up technically, but trash macro. Yellow flag.
Silver Apes unit. We are taking down the COMEX.
Let's do it, man. Let's generate the masterful short squeeze like they did to nickel. Let's do that to silver. Let's do it, man. Until we get back above 1.72 trillion, all we can say is I mean, that's a bummer, right? Like 47 minutes till a confirmed bearish engulfing candle. Yikes, man. Okay, oh, we can just stare at Bitcoin all day. But yeah, the assets that were up are starting to sell off, and they're about to be in the red too. That'd be a good time to look at like something like SOL that has been, it's been bearish, and it's gonna remain bearish. And here we go, right? I mean, like, this is SOL. Look what it did during this consolidation period. Massively underperformed. Bitcoin made a lower low February 24th and its low from January. It's more along the lines of an equity or an index fund. This thing, remember, short till, one would be short till $50 to $60. That's simple, right? License to steal, license to make money, just being net short on SOL until it resets completely. Again, $48 is a full reset. That's the 886 down there. So super bearish, extremely bearish, man. Bearish engulfing candle will be confirmed to 46 minutes. Are you surprised? You can't be. This thing has been like one of the most bearish looking assets that's been out there. Nothing new. Short squeeze on silver will be a dream. Oh yeah, it'd be a dream for my portfolio. That's for sure. My God. Yeah, I don't know, man. Like, how am I gonna even stay live for 45 more minutes, dude? I already did the request. Stock market's closed, and nothing happened on the stock market because it was closed yesterday. We looked at the futures. We've been monitoring them. We looked at crypto dumping. This is like where I'm gonna have to think about maybe going live an hour earlier or an hour later, so I can just be live, and 60 minutes into the stream we get to close, and I don't have to wait another freaking hour before it happens. Right? It's just kind of killing me. So. Yeah, I should probably do that. Yeah, go live an hour later. I don't know why you keep saying Bitcoin's reversing. That's not a reversal, dude. When you just rally $100, that's not a reversal. A reversal is when you show a very clear pivot and then price action following through after the pivot. That's a real reversal. Yeah, we already looked at Rose, dude. Oh yeah, but it was kind of like it got cut because, yeah, sorry, dude. Yeah, here you go, Tim, man. Sorry. Where would is that the resistance? I mean, you're at some level, kind of a little zone here, 132, 137. There's some bullish divergence, certainly on the oscillators on the daily, yes. How deep? Are you at an 886? Looks like it. Like really close, man. From the all-time low, March 2019, to the all-time high. This thing's at an 88% retrace. So yeah, bullish divergence at an 88% retrace. There is value perceived here, and there could very well be, based on just the seller exhaustion at this inflection point, there could be a relief rally here. Down 2.8%. But the issue is the macro is terrible. It's dumping for reasons. And even if it did rally here, it's probably going to make a pathetic lower high than even the previous high at 230 and roll over again. And when it rolls over again, we're then looking for a type 2, a confirmation low at this support. We're not looking to buy the first low. We're looking to buy the second low. The second low is when everyone else around the world gains confidence to believe the bottom's in, and it's going to more majorly reverse the upside. Until that happens, it's kind of off limits. But yes, you requested the asset for good reasons, because it's at some sort of level of support, 88% retrace, value perceived areas, and there's bullish divergence. So kudos to that, because those are all good things, right? It's just I would prefer that we gain some more clarity. What happens if stock futures roll over tonight or something, and there's just bad price action, because the index funds, what they just did, right? They just broke down again with candle close confirmation on Friday. all the major supports of all the index funds were confirmed bearish breakdowns. That's not really a good environment to try to be finding along on anything, even if it's at an 886. Medical distributors, I don't really think that, maybe it was energy or something, right? But yeah, this is your rose on 6. So okay. Well, I guess I'm just going to get out of here. And we're just going to have to figure out how I can be live. And be live, when it's just an hour into the stream after we get to the markets. So, and then the close, the daily close, weekly close. So, 41 minutes to that. So have fun. You know what's going on. And I'll just be back. Thanks for the likes, love, support. Till next time, respect the T. Hey.